On this episode, we're in Mooresville, North Carolina, where the Time Attack Challengers getting a new makeover for this season on the Ultimate Street Car Series on MAV TV. So for this year, with the car doing more races on the Ultimate Street Car Series, like New Orleans and Kentucky and New Jersey and maybe even Vegas if we make the Invitational, I really want to change the look of the car. And plus, it's going to be a SEMA, so it's got to have that eye-catching look, and nothing screams more eye-catching than a Dodge ACR Viper. Man, that car is awesome. A lot of horsepower, and it's meant to be on a track. So for this year, I wanted to kind of go with a satin white and black and maybe some gloss red in the mix and really have that track look on there and just a whole new cosmetic appearance to it this year. We've got some old sponsors returning and some new sponsors, so really give a whole new fresh look to the car for 2017. So for this year, changing up the exterior of the car, I looked at a couple different options. I looked at paint, but paint's really expensive and it takes a pretty long time to custom paint a car, and that just wouldn't make sense even with doing a car that's going to take some of the cosmetic abuse that a track car does when you push it to the limit. The next thing I looked at was wrapping the car, and that can be done a little bit shorter time frame, but it does still cost a couple $1,000s to have a professional wrap done on a vehicle. The third option was brought to my attention by Chris at CP Designs, and it's actually like a liquid wrap. It's a spray-on like rubber vinyl that goes on the car, and they can do all types of finishes. He said he could do the satin white and the satin black on there to kind of go with my look and then add some gloss red to it. So I had a lot of questions. How long would it last? How long would it take to put on? How durable is it? And he was able to answer a lot of those questions, so he sold me on the idea of doing it.
Hey, so we're here with the Time Attack Challenger today. My friend Eric Waters wanted to do a new treatment for this season, for this year's race season. So we decided to go with a white finish, some black striping, and we really want to try something different this year and something that was cost effective for this year's season. So we went with a Placidip finish. We started the process yesterday. So step one, most important, is prep. We stripped all the decals, all last year's sponsor decals off, got all the glue and all the residue off the car, and spent most of the day yesterday getting everything prepped and ready for the white satin base, and that's where we're at today. So last night we laid out gray base coat for the dip, and then over the top of that we laid out a white base and then a white satin finish. So what you see here today is the white satin finish for the main body of the car, and then today we're in here laying out a black satin stripe. So if you look at the front of the car, you'll see we're taped off there. We're already taped off in the back, and we're going to finish up on the roof getting our tape lines down. So we have a nice straight line for us to follow with the black, and then the final satin black finish that we'll have done today. And then finally, when the car's all finished up, it'll have that Viper ACR kind of look with a black and a red gloss stripe as well to go with the white. So we're just gonna get ready to get finished up here and start spraying down our black.
Into the zone. Potenza.
This year, I had to address details that normally I wouldn't even mess with, like the roll cage. You know, we decided that since the car's going to be on display at SEMA, we wanted to pull the roll cage out and have that match the exterior of the car. It's a pretty common theme in some higher end cars to kind of tie the interior and exterior together. So we took the roll cage as well as some other parts like the spoiler and some brackets to a local powder coat company called CRC. They've done some work for me in the past and they do really great work and they turned it out pretty fast. So we got to drop the parts off, we got to see them actually hanging them and doing the actual powder coating on there, and they were able to match the satin white finish in the powder coat to the satin white finish in the dip as far as the exterior of the car. So that was pretty impressive there, and plus it's powder coat, so it's going to last forever.
Years, Arrington has meant race-winning power. Today, Arrington powers the streets at shophemi.com. We design, engineer, and manufacture with just one goal: Hemi performance. Proven power for the street. See it at shophemi.com.
All right, so we're here at Carolina Auto Concepts. I'm with a good friend of mine, Kyle, and we brought some pieces off the Time Attack Challenger to have a little special touch to them, especially since the car's going to be at SEMA this year. So I think I'm going to go to Kyle here and kind of let him explain this process called hydrographics. Enlighten.
Well, basically here, we take your everyday plastic pieces off the car, interior, exterior, engine bay pieces, and we can put just about any type of pattern you want on there. Carbon fiber, flames, skulls, you name it, we can put it on there.
You know, I brought you several pieces here. I brought you headlight bezels, interior pieces. We even got, you know, a whole array of pieces on the floor over here, from the chin spoiler, the rear valance, and the rockers. I mean, to do all this, how long will it take you to complete and like reinstall all this stuff?
I could have them back to you on the car a week from today.
Really, a week turnaround.
Yeah.
That is so awesome, man. Listen, I appreciate your time here. We're going to come back and check progress on what you've got done, and we'll see you in about a week.
Sounds good.
You know, timing is everything, and after I picked up these parts from Kyle, man, the carbon fiber look is incredible on them. We got everything installed on the car. I actually got a phone call that the wheels and tires are ready. They've been mounted and balanced, so we're actually getting ready to head right there and pick them up. I can't wait to see them. On top of the new suspension setup that we're using for ultimate performance featuring JRI shocks, traction is another huge issue on the track, and the Ultimate Street Car Series is the perfect test bed to test any new product out there. So we called our buddies at Bridgestone Tires, and they have a new RE71R 200 tread wear tire they hooked us up with this year. We're going to be using a lot of data on these tires and giving them information as far as how long they actually wear. We're running a 285/35 tire all the way around, so we'll be able to rotate it with their kind of tread pattern they have here. Also, to get that tire on the car, we called our buddies at Motive Wheels. We ran their wheels last year, and we'll be running again a 20x10 all the way around on the 2014 Time Attack Challenger. We're actually running their factory matte finish here, so you can get this style wheel straight from the factory from them. They also come with some really cool center caps here, but unfortunately, we can't run these on the car because we're going to be seeing speeds of 140 and 150 miles an hour, and unfortunately, this can become a lethal weapon like a Ninja Start, those kind of speeds. So in this episode, we've seen a new exterior look that we can spray it on a car and change the whole look of it. And we're going to see how durable it is on the track this year. We also addressed some trim pieces and had some new carbon fiber designs done on those, and powder coated some pieces like the roll cage at CRC Powder Coating. We put some wheels and tires on there as well, and we're anxious to get the car on the track to test all that out. If you've got a cool track car that maybe you'd like us to show a picture of and talk about, send us an email at TRAKitMotorsports@yahoo.com and a few pictures. Tell us about your car. May like to sit here and talk about it and tell everybody else about how cool your car is that you take to the track.